Recess School's Out is a strange contradiction of a film. First of all, the title makes no sense. If school is out, how can there be recess? Movie ruined. Second, I kinda figured the Saturday morning TV show it was based on was centered around, well, recess. Kids getting together, goofing around, getting into all sorts of silly antics, upsetting adults, so on and so forth. And if that's what the show is like, then that's definitely not reflected that much in the movie. The movie opens with a military base being broken into, and all these guys break in and they shock the guards, and this guy with a cane comes in and he's using this satellite to control the moon, and what the hell kind of movie did I get into? On the one hand, I say to myself, this kind of insanity might actually be kind of fun, but it never quite goes far enough for it to be really, really funny. There's one or two funny moments and one or two funny lines, but a lot of it sadly just comes across as a generic kid's adventure. So after that James Bond intro, we get a poorly rendered CGI opening of the school. Thank God there's only one more of these in the movie, where all our main characters, as well as all the other kids in the school, are being let out for summer vacation. Our main lead, TJ, is once again getting under the skin of his principal, Mr. Prickly, played by Dabney Coleman. TJ is excited because he gets to hang out all summer with his friends, but it looks like all his friends are going to different various camps. Space camp, performing arts camp, wrestling camp, and so forth. When he thinks he has to spend the summer all by himself, he realizes that something strange is going on at the school. A weird green light is coming from the windows, and when he peeks inside, it looks like a laser beam is being created. He goes to the cops, who of course don't believe him, so he has no choice but to get all his friends out of their various camps to help him out. It looks like the organization making the beam is led by a villain played by James Woods. For he has a plan to get revenge on Principal Prickly, as well as destroy Recess forever so that test scores can go up, and people will hail him as the greatest mind ever, maybe even make him president. Okay, so on the surface, that kinda sounds like a funny plot, like it's so absurd and so something a kid would come up with that it could be entertaining. And like I said before, parts are. Every once in a while there's a funny line or a funny idea, and the villain's details in how he's gonna get rid of Recess is so funny, I won't even spoil it for you. It's just beautifully ridiculous. But sadly the script needed a lot more humor. A lot of the jokes are just kind of very basic jokes, and half the time they're not even making them. Like, they're running down the hallway and they come across ninjas, and that's just kind of it. The ninjas don't do anything funny, they don't say anything funny, they're not a special kind of ninja, they're just run-of-the-mill ninjas. And a lot of the action scenes, jokes, and characters are kind of along the same lines. They're just kind of generic. I really want to like these kids. It seems like they have very defined personalities, but they just don't do anything that interesting in this film. I want to see funny things at wrestling camp. I want to see funny things at space camp. I want to see this goofy villain do really crazy goofy things on top of the weird plan he has, but I don't know if they ran out of time to write it or throw in more jokes, but a lot of it comes off as just kind of boring. There is kind of a nice lesson connecting TJ and the principal, showing that not all adults are against kids, they were once kids too. In fact, seeing how many adults come together to fight for recess, it's actually kind of a cool thing. I think scenes like this, and even a really nice speech that the principal makes about the importance of recess, will probably resonate the most with kids and adults. But aside from that, they just kind of do the kid spy adventure thing that every other kid spy adventure does. Nothing really that new is added or that many funny elements thrown in. And even when there is a legit emotional moment, it's very brief and doesn't carry the film. Seeing how I never watched the show, I have no idea if this is an accurate portrayal of what it was like, or if fans of the show would like this. My guess is kids would find it okay and parents would get through it alright. But I don't know how good the rewatchability is aside from just having something on in the background. I guess it's silly to be harsh on it because there's nothing really awful in it. There's no bad lessons, there's no jokes that make you want to go nuts or yell at the screen. But at the same time, this seems like kind of a fun idea, just showing what recess is like and this group of friends and how they work off each other. Or if you're gonna go for this big crazy plot about this evil mastermind, go all out. You have James Woods as your villain, the funniest part of Hercules. He's a funny voice actor, make him funny. As is, it's just kind of a run-of-the-mill adventure. If you have a nostalgic connection and you don't need that much extra to get into these characters and their stories, fair enough. But this is a playtime where I'm not exactly dreading the bell.